Welcome everyone to today's SAMR professional development for Cedar Park. I already went ahead and shared with everyone this Google Doc in their collab, so if everyone wants to find this and then we can get going. Within this Google Doc we'll have the different links to the presentation today and then different links to some other things that we're going to be doing throughout this professional development. So if everyone wants to find that, and then click on this eMaze presentation link. So SAMR, what does it look like at Cedar Park? So this year we have actually changed a lot at Cedar Park with the addition of our makerspace. And with that makerspace and with everything that we've done at Cedar Park the last couple years, we're really fortunate to have a lot of different technologies. I mean, these are just some of the new ones that we have with our 3D printers, some robotic stuff, a new labs, laser cutter, doodling pens, and all these other things. So with that, the question becomes, how do we best use this technology, and how do we improve our students' engagement and improve the learning through the use of that technology? So one way to kind of think about how we utilize that technology is through the SAMR model. And SAMR stands for substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition. We're going to really dive into these different levels of the SAMR model developed by Dr. Ruben, and I always mess it up, but Dr. Ruben Pentadura. One model that I found of the SAMR model that I kind of like, as teachers we all like to drink lots of coffee, so we're actually going to be looking at this model. Same thing, just through this different lens of improved coffee, and we have a normal cup of coffee and latte, caramel macchiato, and pumpkin spice, but still the same substitution, augmentation, modification, redefinition. So the first thing that we're going to look at is substitution. So substitution, tech acts as a direct tool substitute with no functional change. So for each of these levels for the SAMR model, we're going to look at some things that we already do here at Cedar Park and how the different levels kind of fit into that. So for substitution, we do a lot of word processing at Cedar Park, we do a lot of Google Docs, but the one that kind of came to mind is if students are working on a Google Doc, or students are just writing in their science notebooks or what have you, and they are curious how a word is spelled. Without the technology tools that we have, a student might look the word up in a dictionary, but just a direct substitution for that would be to use like a dictionary app on our iPads. Now there's no functional change there, it is just a direct tool substitute. So last thing before we move on, I want to mention that this level and the next are not bad, that all teachers visit these levels at one point or another. So just because this is the first step in the model doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad or you should feel wrong if you visit this. So the next level is augmentation. So for augmentation, tech acts as a direct tool substitute with some functional improvements. So now going from normal cup of joe to a latte. And so at Cedar Park, we're a STEM school and we do a lot of work in our science notebooks. And so one way to augment what we do using technology is to use there are quite a few iPad apps out there that functionally act as a science notebook, but what these tools allow you to do is to augment writing in a journal. So for this one, students could take a picture of, say if they're doing some learning around plants, well now they could actually take a picture of the plant, put it in their notebook and save that. They can still do all their writing in there, do their doodling, do their scientific drawings, but allows you to add another layer on top of what the original notebook was able to do. Alright, so moving on. So for modification, tech allows for significant task redesign. So I know for our younger grades, especially in second grade, a lot of our students learn about measuring tools. So inch rulers, centimeter rulers, things like that. So in that whole unit of learning about measurement, one technology task that could be done that would modify that lesson greatly is having the students actually create rulers using these tech tools, something that I could never have done before. And so students could design and create a ruler like you see down here within a program like Google Drawing, and then it could be 3D printed or cut out on a laser cutter. And so they'd actually get to hold their learning in their hands, something that before could not have been done. Alright, so let's move on to the last level in the SAMR model. So for redefinition, tech allows for the creation of new tasks previously inconceivable, so tasks that could not be done without the use of technology. So again, going with our coffee model, this would be now a pumpkin spice all the way from just your general no cream coffee. And so I was thinking about one project I do with my 5th graders with they're learning landforms. And so in the past, they learn landforms through this investigation series. They do some write-ups about it, but that's about as far as they've gotten. With technology in the makerspace, one thing we've been able to do that's really been able to redefine this project is students can use this online program called SculptGL and digitally model the landform that they're learning about, and then even take that a step farther, and we can upload it into one of our virtual reality headsets, and students can view and interact with their landform on this platform. And now when students model their landform, that model could be shared. That could be shared within their school, that could be uploaded to different websites like Thingiverse and whatnot. But utilizing technology allows students to interact, create, build, and share their knowledge like never before. So another model to look at for this SAMR model, instead of the 4 steps, another way to think about it is a swimming pool. And so the swimming pool, you can think about it like this, where a teacher can exist, throughout different parts of the year at different parts of this swimming pool. But really, we're really looking at trying to be transformative with our students and focusing really on this modification and redefinition. But it doesn't mean it's bad if we find ourselves in the substitution or augmentation steps from time to time. So really, it's all about increasing student success using this technology. So, if you're going to take one, point away from today, I'd want that to be it. And to do a little breakout for us, there's a website called Today's Meet. Now, if you were to go back to the original Google Doc that I shared with you guys, there's a link to this. So if you want to open that up, or if you have a QR reader on your phone, you can pop that in. But what I would like us to do on this Today's Meeting is to answer this question. That's to think of a project that you already do with students that uses no technology, and how could you integrate technology into it, and what level of SAMR are you utilizing? So if you get to this Today's Meet, you can put in your nickname, or just put in your name, join it, and then you can start writing in the unit that you do. And so once your message is done, it's kind of like Twitter. So you have a limit at how many characters, and you can pop that in, and we can actually see everybody's work. So if we just want to take a couple minutes and throw something in there and kind of look at what other people are thinking about, and then we'll kind of reconvene here in about 5 minutes. So take a minute, and I can come walk around and answer any questions about what we've looked at so far, and move on from there. So thank you everyone for your participation in that little breakout session. So Today's Meet is also a great tool to use in your classrooms as just kind of a collaborative tool, or as an exit ticket, and to kind of see, it's kind of, the Facebook kind of posting on a message board, which all of our students know how to do, but it's in a way that you can control it and you can monitor it, and it's kind of a fun tool that I've used a little bit in my spaces in the past. Alright, so back to SAMR. So if you're looking for some more information on SAMR, within this presentation that you have access to, I've embedded 3 other videos that kind of take different approaches to the SAMR model. that you can play right from within this presentation. So that's for you as well. But as a takeaway for today, I have made for all of you to put up in your classrooms as kind of a constant reminder of what we've done today and a constant reminder of the SAMR model. I've put together a poster. And so this poster actually has the technologies, some of which are new to our school this year and some of which have been around for a while. And this isn't an entire list, but it kind of highlights some of the main things. And so my hope with this poster, if you have this up in your room, is that as you are doing lesson planning, as you are working with your colleagues on planning a unit of study, whatever the case is, that you look at this and are reminded of, okay, how can we integrate technology into this previous project or this new thing, but how can we integrate it, and really trying to be transformative in what we do, and looking at these modification redefinition levels with this technology on this board. And so thank you for everyone coming today and listening, and I'll stick around for a little while if you have any questions. Thank you.